The number one thinking habit of the successful men in our society. One Igbo man were sharing his experience in the 90s. As a boy then, he will sneak out with his father's money. He will steal the money and go to a typewriter shop. His father got to know, and that could not stop that could not stop him from continuing with the typewriter. He kept learning typewriter and all of that. So it got to the point that he could no longer bear the discipline from his dad. Then he quit going to the typewriter shop. So he started selling spare parts with his dad, to the point that he grew up to become a man before he ventured into different forms of businesses for himself. He's a businessman now. So he said that he's so grateful to his father now that his father stopped him from focusing on typewriter back then. That as the typewriting is no longer in business now, had it been he kept being a typewriter back then in the 90s when he was a boy, and he refused to learn businesses, he won't be a businessman today. And also, if not that his father foresaw the future, to see that there's no future in the typewriting that his son was doing, if not that his father could see the future, he's not going to stop his son. And today, his son could have ended up doing an obsolete job because there's no longer a typewriting business again. The world has evolved beyond typewriting. We're no longer in a typewriting era again. So, one of the thinking habits of the successful men in our society is the habit of seeing the future from now. It is the habit of long term thinking in everything they do. I met a girl the other day in a business conference, and after the conference, where we were kind of like talking as colleagues, so we're gisting, and she said that one thing that she used to rate guys with is that, like, when a guy approaches her, she will just close her eyes to picture herself with that guy, like 30 years down the line, 50 years down the line, that whether that guy will match up with her life 20 years, 30 years, 40 years down the line. If he could not see if you could not see any correlation, if you could not see any similarity of lifestyle between him and that guy, she will just overlook the guy. Like your employer that you are working with right now, if you can sit yourself down to think 20 years from now or 30 years from now, I doubt that you will still stay with that man, because that man is not going to match up with your life or with your lifestyle 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years from now?
Have you considered the possibility of making big money in agriculture, but you are skeptical about it because of herdsmen? You have been hearing about herdsmen and farmers clashes, so because of that you are skeptical about it. Have no worries, because here at Prime Point Farm Estate you are going to have security men working side by side with you in your farm. Here we have several layouts for animal farm and layout for crop farm. You can have your piggery farm, your fishery farm, and if you look at my left here you can see a massive poultry farm, piggery farm there already, cattle farm, everything is there already. You can also see that the road to this place is motorable. That's so here it's already a developed farmland for you already. And another thing, if you want us to be farming for you for profit, whereby you can be making money right from the comfort of your home, we have a package for that, and the price is 2.5 million naira for an acre. So don't wait any longer, because all of this is just a pre-launch price. Any moment from now the price is going to go up and you're not going to see it at this price again. So don't wait any longer, just pick your phone right now and call me now so that I can get you on board right now, please.
So, in everything you do, you and I should picture our life 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years, 40 years, 50 years from now. And if anything that you are doing now, or anyone that you are with right now, doesn't match up with the kind of life that you picture for yourself 20 years or 30 years down the line, then you should have no business with that person or with the organization that you are with right now, because that is just a waste of time and energy. So one of the thinking habits of the successful men that you and I need to adopt is to think long term in everything we do, to see the end from the beginning. We are not God, but some of the deadly mistakes that we are making right now can be avoided if you can think long term in everything you do today. No matter how much your employer is paying you today, if you could not see yourself with him in the next 10 years or 20 years, then you should stop that job or gather money from that job to go and start something that you see yourself doing in the next 10 years or 20 years from now. Because our life is short for us to live it doing something that we won't see the necessity for it in 10 years down the line or 20 years down the line. We should live our life consciously and like being conscious of the repercussion of doing everything that we are doing right now in the next 10 years, 20 years down the line. It is a high chance of being productive in whatsoever you are doing right now. If you can think long term, it will take you far. You can become successful as the role models that you are looking up to today, because so many people, like all the successful men that you and I are looking up to today, they were once in your position some days ago or some years ago rather, but they picture themselves where they want to be and what they have to do and who they have to work with or be with in order to get them to the kind of life that they are living now. And that is why they got to where they are today. And if you and I can follow the same trajectory of life that they followed, we can get there. There's nothing that can stop you. The only thing that can stop you is the decisions that you are making right now, the steps that you are taking right now. You are the one stopping yourself, and it is your decisions that you are making right now that are building your life and your future gradually. Every decision you take is a building block that is building your life gradually from today. So we must think long term in everything we do, and that will get us far in life. It will get us to that desired life that we want to live 20 years from now or 30 years from now. God bless you. Peace.